Students, this presentation is on RDA. So what do you mean by RDA? It is the level of intake of nutrients in the diet which has to maintain the steady state or energy balance in the body, which in turn is required to maintain the body weight, the health of the person, and it also has to suffice for the physical activity. So this level of intake of nutrients is what is called as recommended dietary allowance, RDA, or it is also called as recommended dietary intake, RDI. Now let us go through the features of RDA. Mainly based on the average energy expenditure per day of an individual, the RDA should be sufficient to cover the needs of BMR, the loss of energy in SDA, and the energy which is required for growth and physical activity. So RDA first has to include the average energy expended by the person in a day. So that in turn accounts for the energy that is required for maintaining the BMR, that is the energy which has to be furnished to carry out the involuntary functions. And we have also discussed that there is some amount of compensation to maintain, overcome the loss in SDA, and of course the energy that is required for the physical activity and for the growth of the person. Therefore, the first and foremost feature of RDA is RDA has to take care of the energy expenditure of the person in a day, which again accounts for the BMR, loss in SDA, and the energy required for physical activity. The second point is safety margin. So RDA should also take care of the safety margin, which is nothing but the amounts of nutrient that has to be added to again cover up the factors like the periods of low intake. A person may skip his lunch, dinner, or breakfast sometimes. He may fast for 1 or 2 days in a week. So these kind of periods of low intake has to be taken care, and the loss which we encountered while cooking process, certain amount of energy is also lost, that is some amount of nutrients are lost. So the safety margin has to be added when you plan a diet. So when you plan the RDA, this safety margin has to be included. That is, we need to include the loss that is gone in the cooking process, and to furnish the individual when he doesn't eat well, that is when he starves or fasts or skips his meal or the breakfast. And RDA is always set high to meet the needs of almost all the healthy people on an average. All the healthy people and of various age groups, it takes care of all these components of age and gender, and it is designed. RDA also depends on the factors like body composition, body surface area, which covers the height and weight of the person, and of course the age, gender, climatic conditions of the region, physiologic conditions like pregnancy, illness. If the person is ill, we cannot give the same RDA that was being given to a healthy person. And the RDA should also take care of the scarcity or the availability of food. So in certain parts of the country, you may not get a particular food. Say for example, rice is not it is not grown in plenty in some parts of India, or wheat is not grown in plenty in some parts of India. So based on these, the availability as well as the scarcity of food, RDA has to take into consideration, and then it is designed as per that particular region. RDA is generally expressed in kilocalories, or it could be expressed in milligrams, or even in micrograms with respect to the macro and micronutrients. Now we have certain organizations like FAO. These are the nutrition expert organizations like FAO, that is Food Agriculture Organization. Then we have WHO, that is the World Health Organization, and we also have ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research. They revise the RDA for energy and protein components periodically based on the factors, as just now we discussed, the scarcity and availability of food or the climatic conditions, etc. So thus in India, the expert group constituted by ICMR, that is the Indian Council of Medical Research, along with several resource persons, have designed an RDA which is based on what is called as reference man and reference woman. So the RDA table is designed considering reference man and reference woman of India. So you cannot have a reference man from America or Europe for designing the RDA of RDA required for Indians. So this was for the first time designed in 1988, and thereby, as I said, there has been revisions on the RDA based on these factors which keep varying. Fine. So let us know what is this reference man and woman. So reference man is a concept taken as a standard for designing RDA for a healthy Indian man. So the person has to be of 20 to 39 years of age and has to weigh around 55 to 60 kilograms, and he should be free from any disease, and he should be physically fit for doing any active work, and on an average he has to work for 8 hours in an occupation that involves moderate work, and while not at work he spends 8 hours in bed while sleeping, that is during the night, and 4 to 6 hours in sitting and moving around, watching television or things like that, and 2 hours in walking and in any active recreation or household activities, which could again include the evening walk or the morning walk or swimming or yoga or anything like that. So reference woman is similar to reference man, only thing is there is a change in the weight of the woman. Here it is considered to be 45 to 50 kilograms, and here the woman is again expected to work for 8 hours in general household work if she is a homemaker, or she can work in do some light industrial work or any moderate work, and the rest of the points are similar to a reference man. Now based on this reference man and woman taken as a standard, ICMR has designed a table which shows the RDA for various categories of age and the type of work they do. So basically it should include 60 to 70% of energy which has to come from carbs. Sorry, here please make a note, from FROM. This 5 has been typed by mistake. So 60 to 70% of energy should come from carbohydrates, 10 to 12% from proteins, and the rest of the calories should come from fats, minerals and vitamins. So you can see that the table explains, like for man, on an average in a day, this is for day, 2320 kilocalories of energy is required when he is doing sedentary work or very light work. For moderate work it is around 2730, for heavy work around 3490. Similarly, we have listed for different age groups, and here the work doesn't play a role because they are not involved in any not much of a physical activity with respect to heavy work. Fine, they may do moderate exercise or sedentary activities like studying, reading or walking, running. So these are all included under moderate work. So when I say infants, pregnant women and children, boys and girls, you don't have the different types of works listed. Now let us discuss the RDA for different physical activities. So we have in your syllabus RDA for physical activities, then we have RDA for infants, RDA for children and RDA for pregnant women. In this presentation I would be covering only RDA for different physical activities, and the rest would be covered in the next presentation. So here, coming on to the physical activity, the energy requirement for physical activity here depends on the type of activity and the duration of the activity. So there are two things to understand here. The energy requirement, how much of energy is required to do physical activity, depends on the type of activity as well as for how long the activity is performed. And this mandatorily should include the calories required for BMR also, because your heart doesn't stop functioning when you do physical activity. It is by default, it is an inbuilt concept that BMR has to have certain amount of minimum energy. So based on the type of work, we have, as I've been telling, sedentary or the light work, wherein the person does very you can see at sitting or standing in one place, and the person does his work. For example, it could be a teacher, tailor, clerks, office executives, housewives, etc. Moderate work, a person is moderately involved in activity, for example, and continuously but not very strenuously. For example, it could be a maid servant or a fisherman, agriculture, laborers, etc. And I have listed here, you can go through the slide for different examples. Heavy and strenuous work include people who work in the industries or in construction, stone cutters, miners, coolie, etc. So the nature of work influences the nutrients as well, the nutrient requirement as well. So here there is an emphasis on vitamin B, which is correlated with the physical activity. So vitamin B has to be concentrated in the RDA for physical activity. So this is a table which provides the various nutrients listed on in the first column, and here, since it is we are discussing about the RDA for physical activity, this is the slide number 8, because I have a reference when I talk about this table in the next slide. So this slide shows the RDA for man and woman. Again, this is again with respect to not the children but the adult man or the reference man and the reference woman. And here we have the sedentary work, moderate work, and the heavy work. Likewise for women also we have the sedentary, moderate, and heavy work. So we have different nutrients listed here. Energy, when I say, includes carbs and fats. Okay, we know that we in the very beginning we have discussed that energy yielding foods include nutrients, carbohydrates, and fats. So energy nutrients like fats and carbohydrates should be providing around 2400 kilocalories of energy for sedentary work. For moderate work around 2800, and heavy work 3800 for a man. Similarly for a woman it is 1900, 2200, and 3000 respectively. So here you need to concentrate on iron, because again there is a difference. You can see that the requirement is irrespective of the work, but it is a bit more for a woman in order to compensate for the loss of iron during the periodic menstruation that she undergoes. And coming on to vitamin B, that is the B complex like thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin are correlated with physical activity as per the research papers or the current research. That is what I have included here. You can see thiamine, riboflavin, and B6, that is pyridoxine, and you also have niacin, but especially these three are necessary in energy producing pathways of the body, okay, including folate, which is also a water soluble vitamin, and they are also needed for synthesis of red blood cells and for the repair of damaged cells. So when a person is working, doing physical activity, he has to have a repair of damaged cells, probably when he encounters a wound or an infection. So these concepts are very much involved in order to, because they take care of the synthesis of RBCs and repair of damaged cells. So current research, as I was talking about, correlates the exercise with the requirement of riboflavin, which is vitamin B2, and vitamin B6 pyridoxine. Now vitamin A is in micrograms because its requirement is very low with respect to physical activity. Coming on to proteins, here 1 gram per kilogram body weight of the person is calculated. So if the person is 55 kilograms, so 55 grams of protein intake has to be taken by that person. And similarly, when a woman is about 45 kgs, she has to consume about 45 grams of protein as per the RDA. So this is about the RDA for different physical activities. Likewise, we will be discussing, this slide again lists out the calories of energy that is required very meticulously. That is, while you walk slowly, you need around 200 kilocalories of energy per hour. Then when you are walking upstairs, it is around 1100. When you are running, it is around 500 kilocalories. Likewise, you have different activities listed here, like carpentry, then singing, sweeping, painting, knitting, writing, typewriting, driving a car, cycling, and so on. So you can also include some of these examples when you discuss or write about the RDA for physical activity. In the next PPT, that is PPT number 6, we will be discussing about the RDA required for infants, children, pregnant and lactating women. And one more thing I want to tell, that in all the PPTs that I have, in all the video lectures that I have shared till now, the description has been given in detail so that it acts like your notes. So you can directly read the points from the lecture video itself. You need not have to prepare any further notes. Thank you.